Hello everyone, Clint here. I hope everybody is doing great today. Today I want to talk about a case review. MagBak actually has come out with a set of cases for the S22 series. This is their popular MagBak cases. And if you watch my channel, I love anything magnetic, especially mounts or any of the cases. So they sent me out a black one here for the Ultra for me to take a look at. And I kind of wanted to start out with just a little bit of an unboxing, just because the packaging on here is really nice. They did a great job on this. This is a case, if you're not familiar with MagBak, they have their own proprietary magnets in the back of here. And these magnets can actually attach to any kind of metal surface. And they also have these like little, I don't know what these things are called, but these little slide things that you can mount so you can use them in your car or something like that. So this should be pretty good. I think this is a let's see, the silicone type case. I've never actually had one of these because they're mostly, from what I remember, catered to the Apple iPhone crowd, and I've just never really used one, so I'm really excited to use this. But the box itself here is super good quality. It reminds me a lot of a Pataka quality, or even a later case type box. So it's really good. You got this little slide out here, and it just comes out a little tray. That's fantastic. It's really nice. Here, and then, oh, they have little magnets in there. That's cool. Here's the case itself, and it kind of feels silicone to me. Let's pop it out real quick so we can take a look at it. Holy buckets. All right. Well, that's interesting. So in here we have the case itself. A silicone feeling case, except it's got this rigid floating shield. This area is not attached to the case by design, so I'm not sure what that is. It's definitely stuck on there though. Not sure. That's pretty cool. Maybe that's where the magnets and stuff are hidden at. I'm not real sure yet. It feels good. It's going to be definitely pretty wide in the hand with the S22 Ultra. I think it's going to be nice. I can tell now, I think it's not going to be too sticky when you're sticking it in and out of your pockets. But also on here you have a sticker of some kind, and I'm sure it is probably for this doodad. Oh, no, it's for an extra one. So this one has one on there. So I guess if you screw this up, or if you want to move it, they give you another one to hold on to, which is nice. And then the alcohol pads, I'm assuming, is for mounting this. Again, there's oh yeah, oh, definitely some magnets in the back of there. This is what this is show. Looks like there's one up there, and then there's one here, and then there's one on the side, and then there's one on that side. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy checking this out. So today, after this, I'm gonna switch over from the trusty Fold that I've been rocking for a while, and switch back over to the S22 Ultra, and take a look at this case. So I'll be back in a week after I've tested it. See ya. Okay, I am back. Actually, it's been a little bit more than a week, but I think I've had long enough time to give it a good review. I will start by saying it's been an absolute blast using this case. This has been a really fun case to test, and that's usually something I normally talk about during a case review, is the fun factor of using a particular case. But because of the special nature of this case with all its magnets, and it has been pretty fun. It has been pretty fun to use. But let's go ahead and get started with the review, and we're going to start out with the construction of this. You know how sometimes you can hold something in your hand and you know just by holding it's built really well? This is one of those cases. You can tell just by holding this how this case feels. It's definitely solid. I would call it very dense feeling. It's a dense feeling case, definitely high quality. It does put a little bit on the heavy side for a case, but it really is built like a tank. I was very impressed with the build quality. I think it's built out of some kind of silicone. I can't be sure, but it does remind me a lot of the Samsung silicone case, and in its feel and finish. One of the nice things about it though is it's not that sticky silicone. So, you know, when you're putting it in and out of your pocket, or in and out of your shorts, or any of that kind of stuff, it doesn't stick to your pockets, doesn't stick to your pants. And it does not collect like a bunch of lint and stuff. It stayed pretty much this way the whole time I've used it, but it does collect a little bit of greasy fingerprints, which is pretty common because it is a little bit of a smooth finish. So if you look at it at the right angle, you can see some fingerprints. Cruise around the case here, and here we got on the right side, you're going to have the volume buttons right here, and the power button, and then a couple of cutouts here, which I'm not exactly sure unless it's for some kind of lanyard. I'm not sure what that would be for. On the bottom here, charging port, the cutout for the speakers, and then the cutout for the S Pen. And this cutout for the S Pen is very interesting, I think. It has like from the front, you can't tell there's a cutout, which I think is pretty cool. But on the very back, you can see it plain as day. It's cut down deep. I mean, it's a reasonably, not super thick case, but you can definitely see the thickness of it right there. So when you push that button right there, you can just pull it out from the back. Can't really pull it out from the front. Well, you can, but you got to just grab it from the back. It works fantastic. Didn't have any problems with accessing the S Pen whatsoever. And let's see, we'll continue around on the left side. It is nice and clean. There is nothing there. And then on the top, you have the one cut out for the microphone. Yeah, let's flip it over to the back here. As you can tell, you have a little bit of MagBak branding right here, also with the word MagBak on the back. It looks good though. I think it's pretty classy. It's not too loud. But look at the way the cameras go in there. It's really nice. I like this style. Instead of having the one big cutout, it has individual cutouts for the cameras. I think that looks a lot classier and a little bit more professional looking. But you can see they're pretty recessed, which is great. So you're not going to have any problems laying this down. It's going to actually stay completely flat and doesn't bounce around when you're in this case, which is a plus because it does bounce around just a little bit without a case on. And if you look at the front here, you got plenty of resivity right here on the front and the back, but the sides are pretty much even. Either way, I feel pretty confident that when you set it down, you're not going to hit that screen on there, which is fantastic. The overall build, like I said, is built very well. I'm sure it offers really good drop protection because it feels solid and all the corners are covered. Of course, I did not pay for this as I pay for my own devices, so I always get a little leery about drop testing any device. All right, so real quick, before I pull it off, let's go ahead and take a look at wireless charging. I got a wireless charger here. And there we go, wireless charging is working perfectly. No problems with that for the entire time I've used it. I probably have 4 different chargers throughout the house that I used it on and didn't have any issues at all. But let's pop the phone out of there real quick. Get a little bit more deeper look at the inside of this case because it is interesting. And don't let my struggle fool you. I didn't have that many problems pulling it off, but the inside is pretty much standard construction. It feels like the same material that's on the outside, so it doesn't have like any kind of felt or anything like that in there. One exception though, as you can tell, is it has this cover here, which they call it the Advanced Floating Shield. I'm pretty sure that's to protect the S22 Ultra from the magnets that are on the back of this, on the back of this built inside of the case. Because if you didn't know, magnets can and will screw up your S Pen. So your S Pen won't work if there's too much of a magnetic field, gets all wonky. But on this particular case, the S Pen worked flawlessly with the case on, so I never had any problems with that at all. It's really good that they put that in there just because you don't want your S Pen getting hosed up. I do think though that adding this piece right here, because it's pretty dense material, is one of the reasons this case is a little heavier, notwithstanding the actual magnets that are also in here, which I'm sure probably contributes to that. But overall, I think this construction is excellent and it feels really good in the hand, and it doesn't limit your ability to use the phone at all. The fronts, the sides, swipes from the top, swipes from the bottom, no problem at all. Didn't have any usability problems at all, which is handy on certain phones and cases. Okay, let's talk about the unique feature of this case, those magnets that are in the back. MagBak. I mean, it's the name of the case, right? There's 4 magnets. There's one right here, here, and here. They're on kind of that square pattern around the back of the phone. These magnets are what allows this case to do all kinds of cool, fun stuff. That is, of course, to magnetize to anything metal. I had a great time sticking this thing all over the place. I stuck it to my refrigerator, such as, so if you're like listening to a podcast, some music, or watching videos or anything like that, and you need to hold your phone available in the kitchen, works great. Found a really great use for it several times is to stick it to my workbench. While I was working in the garage, I do like to listen to podcasts or music or Kindle books or audiobooks. It was really handy to get the phone up off the table because normally I just throw it down on the table. So it was really handy to get it up off the table and put it right in front of me so I can make adjustments to it as I'm working on a project. I really like that feature of this phone, and I can see more uses for it that I didn't mention here, such as using it in the gym so you can keep your phone on a piece of equipment, or any other reason that you can think of. I think your imagination could run wild there. The magnets I found were really strong. It always held the phone in their place. This is a heavy phone, and it held on there most of the time with no problems. So I would say they're solid, strong magnets that are built inside of this case. If you do need to mount it to something that's not magnetic or it's not metal, it does come with this magnetic strip that I showed earlier in the unboxing part. It really holds tight to that strip. You can stick to pretty much anything. It's got a good 3M sticker on the back of it. A good use of that particular magnetic strip, I would say, is to use it as a car mount. And I think one of the best things for magnets on a phone is its ability to use it as a car mount. This case is no exception and works really well. Okay, everyone, welcome to my car. So, of course, one of the greatest things about anything magnetic is the ability to mount your phone to your car. Now, as you can see, I have a Jeep Gladiator. It's not very conducive. They don't have much dashboard, and with this big giant thing here in the middle, it kind of hoses things up there a little bit. So what I end up doing is I have a ball mount system here built right into the dashboard, and so I swapped over my Z Fold 3's mount because it was over here, and then swapped in this one. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put the magnetic mount thing that came with the phone directly on there and then give it a shot. So okay, the box came with specifically the little magnet mount and a couple alcohol pads to help mount that up. So I'm just gonna tear this off here. Still nice and wet in there, and I'm gonna wipe that down to get this baby installed. This is a totally jerry-rigged situation here. That mount was for a completely different kind of mounting system, but I think it'll work here. So get it all dried up and then peel off our 3M tape, which I think is going to work good for us there. And then I am going to mount this directly onto there like that. And we're going to put that on there like that. Now you can put this anywhere. You can put it, I could have put it here, but you know, the size of this phone, I think that would have just kind of blocked everything. And just the way my dashboard works, it just doesn't work out that good. That's why I mount everything in these upper areas here. So yeah, once that's on there, let's give that a second to stick, and then we'll give it a shot. See what we got. Okay, so the way this works is, like I mentioned, there's magnets inside the case, and so you just kind of set it on there and it locks in, and then there you go. You're good to go right there. It looks like we are up and running. It works really, really well so far. And you know, you can then spin it around if you got, if you want to sit it that direction, you can go that direction, or you can go this direction too, I believe. Yep. It's got those magnets in there, holds it right into place there. Yeah, so far so good. So I tell you what, it's super easy to mount on there too, because you can just kind of hit the middle and then slide down to where you want it to go. And yeah, it feels pretty tight in there. I think it's going to work okay, not bad. What do you guys think? Looks good. Well, let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and mount the Z Fold 3 here. You can do a quick side-by-side comparison for a drive, see what happens. You can see the difference here between screen size on the Z Fold 3 and the S22 Ultra. Then of course you can just grab this off, and if you're doing like a map situation like this here, you do it sideways like that. And we're hitting some decent bumps here, and it is a little wonky. I think I could probably set it up a little bit better to make it a little bit more stable, but it's not coming off. It's not going to come off of there, I don't think. But we'll see. And then you flop it back around. There you go. You got it right there. After I made that video, I've used it extensively in the car, and again, it stayed on that mount no problem. I had to make a few adjustments because the phone is heavy, so it did rattle around a little bit there. But just to make it a little bit more sturdy, because again, the phone's heavy, but it worked great. I didn't have any issues, as the magnets are very strong. I think if you got some of these magnetic strips separately, you could mount them all over the place and mount your phone that way, depending wherever you wanted to. So if you have a wall that you want to mount it to, or a cabinet or anything like that that's not metal, you can just stick one of these on. They're sold separately by MagBak. Now, the magnets in this case also allow for attaching certain accessories that MagBak has, and this is just one example of a wallet that you can attach to the back. I'm doing a separate review of this wallet, so stay tuned and subscribe for that to see how this works. I can, a little spoiler, it's pretty awesome and I really like it. I think it's going to be my next wallet. All in all, this is a great case for your S22 Ultra. I recommend it highly if this is something that you would be very useful to you. So something like these magnet mounts would be useful to you. It's very fun to use. It's very protective. The magnets are strong and they're great, and the construction is top notch. So great case. I do have a coupon code that I'll leave in the description that will get you some money off on this guy. And if you do consider buying this case, consider using my links that are down in the description. It really helps me and my channel. And I also want to thank MagBak for sending this case out to me for review. I really enjoy viewing products for you all, but I can't always afford to buy them. So it's really great when I get a lot of support from my viewers, and then I have companies send me stuff that I can then share for you, just a regular old person doing some reviews on products that I use every day. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for staying to the end, and I will see you on the next one.